onto Nuke. The CT side is generally the side that you want to start on, and MouseSports are definitely going to need that good start, Alex.
Yeah, no defuse kit, no nades for MouseSports. All Kevlar into the first round of Nuke. 2 P2000s in play as well. Normally you see players favor the USP just for the silence aspect, but OpTic doing some early damage. A couple of players stacked here for MouseSports. Here comes the rush on towards them, all dropping from above. Chris J lands the second shot, and there we go. Carrigan is there to back up his teammate. MouseSports stacked towards outside, and it's so successful for them. Refresh is not going to be able to do too much about this. This is going to be that good start that you wanted, Dinko.
Yeah, exactly. They need to get this under the belt, right? They need to get into this one looking strong, and Refresh is going to be left alone. Rops will take him away, and it's 1-0 for MouseSports. The pistol picked up, and it's a round that they needed to get under the belt. Now they can actually start the CT side of Fair pretty strong. OpTic Gaming obviously got that Mirage win under the belt, Alex, and that's what we expected.
There we go. Auto shotgun bought by Rops. Always good to see this brought out on Nuke. Normally you will see this played on top of the hut. Although OpTic have got loads of nades, so they could actually Molotov him off that position if he plays there. We'll see if OpTic are going to try to move towards A. Nice shot onto MSL. OpTic with the scout in hand at the start of the second round, and the outside smokes for OpTic are in place. They will move down, but OpTic gets the shot straight through the smoke. Config is going to go down, but OpTic move in towards B.
Well, here on the CT side, they have got the advantage. Nico, he's going to take away Chris J, but Refresh will step in. The pistol's getting it done here, Alex. The OpTic Gaming side do not want to lose this one, although Rops with the auto shotgun will take away MSL. Carrigan walks in as well. Nico able to pick that up, and Nico spins her on. It's 3 kills. Woxic on his own. OpTic looking to pull this off. They'll throw the smoke down on towards the side itself. This should confirm access for the plant, but actually, Woxic's gone all the way back towards the door. He wants to take the safe access point.
Nico had to go around the long way to get that bomb down, but the bomb is planted behind the smoke. And as you said, Woxic is playing this safe, but without the kit currently in his hands, that could be a problem. He's got to speed this up. Smoke goes down, and he will move forwards. The auto shotgun can't fight him, though, so that means Woxic will continue to move forwards, but he just can't find the fights. OpTic are playing so safe right now.
Well, Woxic, he'll start to move his way down towards the stairs. Nico, he's going to be finished off. Refresh, 8 HP left. Woxic does not have a kit, and that might just cost him here. He cannot find the kill quick enough. Should hear the footsteps. He will spray away, and Refresh is picked up. But OpTic Gaming, they went off the back of pistols. Nico is the man to thank for that. And there it is, the 1-1 start. OpTic Gaming, they will have a chance into this. Obviously not saving anything over every single player dying. So this is going to be a pretty hotly contested round between the two teams. They're going to have rather similar buys, actually, Alex. They're pretty close. I think OpTic obviously have the better one here, but MouseSports' buy definitely is not weak. They definitely challenge. They have the ability to challenge, should I say, of OpTic.
And in that round, there was a really, I would say, clumsy rotation down the vents from MouseSports, where both players tried to go down the ladder. Both players got dealt with as they landed on each other's heads. MSL taking early damage here. Refresh finds the opening. As you said, MouseSports have got reasonable weaponry to work with, especially with that saved AUG. And Woxic doesn't even need the AUG. The nade nets him the kill in reply. OpTic taking control of ramp, but they bait the aggression from Frozen, doubling back in towards lobby. It's OpTic with the man advantage.
Well, it is going to be a Refresh heading towards the back of the bomb site. Chris J finished off. Woxic and Carrigan are into the 2 versus 4. Bomb gets planted for OpTic. Molotov goes on towards heaven, and Refresh is just going to sit behind on ramp. Woxic able to find Config. Refresh will pick up the kill on the Carrigan. And Woxic now into the 1v3. The safe call is probably the more realistic approach into this one. As OpTic have done enough again. It's a big individual performance, this time from Refresh. Nico in the last one. Refresh gets the triple in this one. And Woxic again trying to save the AUG. It will be 2-1 for OpTic Gaming onto their map pick of Nuke. And it's important you get off to a good start on the T side. We usually see, you know, a couple of rounds picked up on the T side of Nuke. But we always look towards the CT side to have the large affair.
Yeah, like we were saying in that last series between Fnatic and Big, in terms of top 30 teams, you probably need 9 or so rounds on the CT side to feel really comfortable. Probably 10 is what you're aiming for. And losing some of these early rounds is going to be a bit of a problem for MouseSports. Only the saved AUG for Woxic to work with in this one. For what it's worth, Woxic has been able to save that gun in the 2-round losses, so he is yet to die, even though OpTic have won 2 rounds against them. And quick aggression from OpTic against the low buy, straight into A. Config claims the opening, refresh again on point with the AK. Solid spray down onto the players on the bomb site. And the one man that wasn't on the A side of things was the one rifle of Woxic, which is a bit of a shame. He'll have to try to save again.
Oh, well, rinse and repeat for Woxic here. It hasn't exactly been the most entertaining couple of rounds for him. It'll be 3-1. Oh, Woxic, this time taking damage. So there's the action. It's not exactly the best type of action that Woxic wants to see. It's kind of like one of those terrible action movies, Alex, with like 1 star, 3% Rotten Tomatoes.
I haven't watched any of those, I'm going to be honest. I only watched the good ones.
I think the worst action movie I've ever seen was like a superhero movie. It was literally called a superhero movie. I think it was meant to be a parody, but it wasn't great, I have to say.
Have you not seen Who Killed Captain Alex, the best movie ever?
No, I actually haven't.
No, it's great.
Well,
it's made in Uganda, I think.
Okay.
Great movie.
I'm sure it is. Well, this is time for OpTic to try and get themselves over the hurdle. MouseSports are going to come into this one with a buy. XM on Carrigan. We kind of talked about this earlier on Nuke, right? We want to see the auto shotguns in play. It's definitely a viable option here on Nuke. You know, you can play them close in towards the inner bomb site. You can build up a lot of cash off of them. Let's see if Carrigan can get that done.
Ball into the hands of Woxic as well. Always an important aspect. Refresh heard that pre-fire onto Carrigan, and that auto shotgun has no impact in the round. No frags, at least. Refresh goes down low on health. Drops in on the rotate towards the B side of things, but OpTic have gained so much ground. Those B players are going to have to stop this from happening, and as it stands, I think it's only Rops here. Woxic has arrived with the AWP. Spam through will be unsuccessful. Crossfire being held by MouseSports as they move in, but Woxic is going to struggle to get involved. Rops alone on the site as the smokes cut Woxic off. He goes forward straight to his death. Trade comes in and Rops also falls. MouseSports lose the B site.
Well, Config gets it planted. MouseSports not looking too solid again here at the start of their opponent's map pick. On Mirage, they kind of fell flat. And they're not really competing here on the CT side either. OpTic Gaming looking prepared, looking ready. And this is a kind of scary scenario starting to develop for MouseSports. You have to remember, one of these teams will head to the EU minor after this. It's going to be stacked. It's going to have some great teams at it.
Already had a couple of teams confirmed. Yeah, Crazy and Fnatic making it through early. And then over on the B stream, we've got Ancient versus North, which is playing out right now. Still in the first map, but Ancient are actually 13-8 up on their pick of Nuke. So North could be tested there. The other Danish team, I'm sure the Danish fans will be keeping an eye on both streams. But right now, it's OpTic who are finding success at the start of Nuke. And now MSL has got the AWP into his hands. This may be where we start to see the frags come through for him. 0 kills to his name so far, but we've seen him find a lot of success with the AWP, and he is going to get aggressive early.
Well, Refresh is the first man that will see action and do a little bit of damage. Not the kill, though, as Carrigan will head in towards the back of the bomb site. Refresh just walks on in. He will get one on the Chris J, but Carrigan is there with the reply. Nico with the AK-47 successful in picking up Woxic and looks back in towards Carrigan, who somehow is still alive. After so many shots go into him, he finally hits the floor. It's Frozen and Rops left into a 2v4 clutch. And it will be Config hitting the floor as Frozen has held that cross well. At least we won't see Woxic save. Maybe we'll see Frozen save the AUG. A little bit of a change in scenery.
Yeah, they've been saving that AUG a hell of a lot. Well, Woxic had. Maybe it is Frozen's turn. Rops doesn't have too much to say. Could save the Kevlar if he wanted to, but limiting OpTic's money may be more beneficial at this point. MouseSports will be buying into the next round whatever happens, and you can see Frozen is trying to find a gap in the smoke. Doubt anything's really going to happen here, though. Frozen will look to fall back. MSL about to move towards him. Frozen spots the shoulder. There's the kill for him. He should be able to get away safely thanks to that one frag. And I think Rops is just going to have to save the Kevlar as well. Won't be able to get these kills at the end here. Can they save the AWP, though? Where's the AWP gone? Yes, they get it. Nico saves the AWP into the next round. Either way, OpTic have got so much money that they could have rebought that AWP, but they get it into the hands of MSL, and Woxic will also have a sniper on the CT side. We've seen MSL get the better of Woxic over on Mirage, though, so let's see if he can carry that form over into Nuke with the AWP.
And OpTic, they will have most of their troops sitting outside of the other bomb site. They will just have multiple players trying to maintain control of Yard. MSL has got the AWP, and he's looking for the early pick on the Chris J, who's just going to walk right into him. Now the MSL falling, and Chris J looks back up on top of Marshmallow as well. He'll walk away, easily collecting that. And as Tess's, Refresh, and Nico into a very difficult position. Good job from Chris J. Perhaps that's something that MouseSports need, is just a little bit of spice added into it. An individual to step up and try and give hope to the team.
And Mr. Reliable for MouseSports, Chris J, steps up in round number 7. He's been part of this MouseSports roster since 2013, if you don't count the couple of times he's been benched for a month or two. And this experienced player pulls off the start of the round. Carrigan in with a kill of his own. OpTic falling one by one, and Tesses is also going to lose out. Good work from Chris J at range, and Nico is just going to try to get some kills at the end here. The round win is too far. Chris J finds him through the smoke. Great work from him. Gets the quad kill.
Well, MouseSports, this is their chance. Chris J has just given them that. The early picks come in. And OpTic Gaming, they will have the AK-47s established on the team, available to them, and they're going to go with all 5 AKs. Not going to bring the AWP into it. MSL hasn't really had too much success with it. Perhaps he feels like he can play the 8K a little bit more loose. Perhaps he has a setup in mind that he can work with that, because he's gone towards the AK-47. Yet to find a kill here, MSL. Still 5-2 for OpTic. MouseSports coming into it. They're looking for a foothold. It will be downside smokes from OpTic. They look to try and pinch the control here early. Woxic testing his luck through the smoke. Will not get a kill. Will not even land a shot. And Chris J. That is a bit of a risky play, but I like it. I like the balls, but it doesn't work for him.
Chris J played aggressive in the previous round. It paid off for him there. This time, OpTic are ready for the push through the smoke. You can see the idea. He wants to move in behind them, but the B-hold is important, and Rops finds a quick double kill. Rops in with the third. The AK makes the difference on the B-bomb site, and it's Refresh alone, wondering where the hell his team have just gone. They all got melted.
Well, Refresh into the 1v4 clutch. It's going to be so difficult to pull this off. The double doors are wide open. He'll looking towards the site. Coming close is Carrigan, and he will not even find that. Refresh hits the floor. Carrigan with a double kill. 3 from Rops, 2 from Carrigan, and MouseSports will get their 3rd run on the board. Really starting to build up a bit more success here. OpTic are going to come into it with another buy. It just keeps relentlessly getting thrown at MouseSports. Challenge after challenge. The gauntlet well and truly on the floor here. As MouseSports, they will accept the challenge, and here they go, back into the game. 5-3. Money starting to build on the CT side as well. If they can continue this, they might just have a bit of a string of runs coming their way. OpTic's money about to hit a bit of a lower point, and they end up losing this.
The worry for MouseSports is they really need to keep this win streak going. They need as many rounds as possible, and Woxic in with the opening. Not the follow-up, though. How is he alive here? Woxic finally falls, but the rotate has come down the vents. Frozen in towards B, trying to stop them. The nade could be good. Double kill from Frozen. Dunks down towards them and gives MouseSports the man advantage.
Well, Carrigan into old Vent, Refresh about to walk on in, and Carrigan's just playing the extensive angle. He will pick up onto Refresh. Config into a 1 versus 3. As he'll start to make his way towards the lower part of the bomb site. Frozen holds off the squeaky door, and Frozen will pick up the kill. It's going to be 5-4. MouseSports have pulled it back to just a margin of 1 round now. So this is where we're going to have to see a bit more of an improvement across the board from OpTic. They got a great start, Alex, yes, but you know, it has started to slow down, and MouseSports are only getting going. They're turning the gears at this point, Alex, and this could be the start that OpTic wanted, but it might just fall away from them.
The upside as well for MouseSports is in that last game, we had both Frozen and Carrigan getting off to a really slow start. This time, they're both fragging well at the start of Nuke, and that nade is going to cause issues. So much damage early. The rush from OpTic with only the pistols is not going to pay off. Carrigan and Frozen combined, those two players doing all the damage necessary. This round was always going to be a struggle for OpTic, but it's unlikely they'll do anything. Literally 0 points of damage done, Dinko. That's never good.
No, not at all. But it's OpTic here on the buy again. This is where they should get a little bit more than 0 damage, hopefully, Alex. I mean, it does set the precedent that, you know, it should be easy to improve. The only way is up, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, by the way, MSL is 008. It was Carrigan on the first map who went 0 for 10. So I think MSL will just be hoping he can do one better than that. Make sure that he doesn't follow the same scoreline that the other Danish in-game leader set over on Mirage. Early aggression from Chris J not coming through this time. He will move in towards Mini. Shots through the smoke. Chris J hears this. He knows there are players outside. They're rushing right past him. Chris J in behind, looking for the angle. He eventually gets the opening, looks for the follow-up, and there it is. Chris J gets the assistance from Carrigan, and this round has come into play so quickly. It's all on MSL. He will go down, and MouseSports are really hitting their stride now.
This is much better, building up momentum, building confidence as well across the board. The kills are coming through, and that's something that OpTic had. We talked about it. We noted it so many times that OpTic Gaming had a very close kill count across the board. It's OpTic. This time, we do not have that. 10 kills on Refresh. The closest is 7 on Nico, and then there's 3 kills and 0. So, not exactly the same story for OpTic, but MouseSports, it definitely is for them. They're starting to build up a lot of money, and they should be feeling confident for the next couple of rounds. We do look at Nuke and being a CT-sided affair, right? You always talk about how this is quite a dominant affair in terms of the CT side. So OpTic finding 5 rounds already, that's generally okay. But obviously they want to get a little bit more. I think it's also an important part to think about the momentum. If you pick up those first 5 rounds early, if you go into the second half after losing, what, like 9 in a row, then you're definitely not going to feel as good as if you picked up 5 a little bit later in the run.
Case Carrigan, sloppy spray down, but he gets the second on the hold. 5 bullets left for him, but Chris J has got his teammates back. Only pistols in that round for OpTic. Did Carrigan go 0 for 11 or 0 for 10? Do you remember, Dink? On the first map.
I'm not sure, actually. I can't actually remember that way back, Alex. It's like, taking it into my head at this point is literally about maybe 1,000 maps of Counter-Strike.
Yeah. I reckon it might have been 0 for 11. I'm not sure, though.
It was definitely something like that. It was definitely double figures. It was 1 out of 10 or 11.
So MSL has come close to it, or has maybe met it. Got the AWP into this round, though. This is what we saw MSL use successfully previously, but Carrigan, over on the other side, has been fragging so well for MouseSports on this one. Really turned it around since the start of Mirage. He is 14 for 5 right now, leading the team in terms of the frag counts. And he's got his team the initial entry. And again, the confidence being shown by MouseSports. You can tell that they are starting to turn it up to another level here on their CT side of Nuke.
Well, OpTic, you're going to have to try and find a way to step into it. Woxic back over towards CT spawn, picks off MSL. Now looks for more here. As Testis is just lower down, it's going to be Woxic trying to get another real flick and miss. That's a big missed opportunity as Config will keep OpTic's hopes alive. It is still the man advantage for MouseSports, but OpTic finding that kill just gives them that slight chance. As Config starts to go up towards Heaven, Carrigan is holding it off. It will be the kill from Nico onto Chris J. And Carrigan holds. The flash goes around the corner, but Carrigan has picked up Config. And so back into the man advantage from MouseSports, but Nico, it's actually Tessus that steals that one away. And he's looking up towards heaven. Frozen will take away Nico. Tessus with another. And this is now the youngsters versus the youngsters. 22 seconds left. Tessus on 6 HP, trying to make it happen for OpTic. And Frozen, he will stand alone, pretty low himself. I think his first bullet lands. This will be the round win for one of them.
Frozen hears the bomb being planted on B. He rotates down. I don't know if Tessus heard that, but Tessus is out in the open. He's got to get to cover, trying to move behind this box. Up to the rafters now. Tessus hoping to catch his opponent off guard. And Frozen continues to sneak his way forwards. But Frozen has so many angles to clear, and he has to break the window. That gives away his position. This is a big problem moving forwards, but Frozen nails the shot, clears the perfect position to win the round. And it will be MouseSports winning out. Yeah, they've got loads of time. Frozen can get the AK. And again, MouseSports are on, what, a 7-round win streak now. This has been a real turnaround.
Well, indeed it has. They've already won the half here, leading the way. Yet already on the board. There's love to get a little bit more, obviously. The T-side timeout coming through for OpTic. They realize this one is perhaps in a very scary predicament because they did get a decent start, Alex. You have to say it was pretty good, but MSL 0-11. We talked about him being a big part. After we came off that map, we kind of just went, what is happening to MSL? This guy is on another level right now. And he has just lost all of that, it seems. He's yet to find a kill. We're about to go into the second half, not too long away. He's got to step up, and he's going to buy Galil into this one. And Professor CS from HLTV.org just tweeted out saying that OpTic are looking good to beat Mars in the best of 3 and qualify for the minor with a player Tessus that isn't officially part of the team. So this is definitely a good proving ground for Tessus to try and like show that he deserves the spot in OpTic. He's definitely impressed me, and I think it's good that OpTic are trying maybe one of the more unknown talents within Denmark, and it's definitely he's definitely got some talent. We've seen it displayed a few times.
OpTic needs to be careful. Molly blocks the smoke. He's got a gap to work with, but he doesn't hold that angle. Config will drop a flashbang just to make sure he can get down Secrets safely, and OpTic upping the pace down through Secrets. Are they going to go up the vents? I was going to say, surely not. They just clear that one out, and OpTic are going to move in towards B through Radio Room. Rops up above. Oh no, he doesn't pull the trigger. Rops playing for the second frag, and he does it so well. Rops in with the 3K. Bomb completely removed from the round, and OpTic have to work to get that one back.
Well, there's a kill from MSL on the OpTic, but Rops is there again. Instantaneous reply. He's on for the ace at this point. 4 kills already to his name as Config starts to run back over towards Radio. Carrigan and, of course, Rops locking down this area. Config comes through. Rops is hungry for the ace, but Carrigan might just steal it away. He's given the opportunity, but Config wins the 1v1. It has to be the ace clutch from Rops. Config holds the angle, and Rops pulls off the ace. 5 kills, and it's MouseSports on 9.
MouseSports just cannot lose right now. The last 2 rounds come down to 1v1s, but MouseSports win in the clutch. That is now an 8-round win streak for MouseSports, and what a round from Rops there. He was boosted up at first. He plays it patiently. He plays with the trigger discipline, which is always difficult to do under those circumstances, and he gets such a great couple of kills there at the start of the round. That makes all the difference as the bomb could not move in towards B. He completely cut off one side of the push, and that's what we expect to see from this MouseSports side. We know they've got plenty of players who can step up individually. I mean, the fact that OpTic is bottom of the scoreboard right now, even though he's had the AWP in loads of these rounds, that just goes to show how many skilled players there are on this MouseSports team, especially when Carrigan's fragging as well.
Well, we've gone on about how MouseSports to find their way back into this after their strong start from OpTic. They've already got 5 rounds on the T side of Nuke. If they find this last one, Alex, OpTic is definitely not a bad half for them. If they find this last one, that'll give them that much needed confidence. And there's Tessus taking away Carrigan. Back into the 4v4 because Chris J has done a stellar job at getting the trade on towards Config. Here comes the push in towards Ramp. Oh my god, Rops. He just sits on the other end of the smoke. He's got 3 kills. Rops just absolutely decimating OpTic Gaming. It's MSL into a 1 versus 4 clutch. And this guy hasn't had the greatest of times here on Nuke. This would be incredible. Well, I think we'll have to give it to Rops here. What a player. What an absolute animal. And MSL comes into the crosshair. Chris J will finish him off. It's 10-5 for MouseSports. They get 10 at the half.
It's literally the perfect position from Rops as well, because you saw those flashbangs go round the corner. They weren't trying to blind Rops, so he could easily turn away, tapped off the first head, and again, you just see how cool, calm, and composed Rops is. You think of him as this young gun that's come into the scene, but you have to remember, he's been on MouseSports for nearly 2 years now. Actually, I think it has been 2 years. Yeah, he joined in April 2017. So he's got a lot of experience under his belt now, and that's starting to show. Excellent couple of rounds from Rops at the end there, and MouseSports take a 10-5 lead heading into their T side. No kit for OpTic, and MouseSports will all stick together in with the quick ramp rush.
Well, will be the flashbang going in towards ramp. Molotov going out towards under heaven. At this point, it will be a faster play from MouseSports as they start to come on in, although Config has got a grid angle. He's picked off Carrigan. That'll be the bomb on the floor. Another one from Config. Boxer will get rid of Tessis. And so it still is the advantage for OpTic Gaming, but not by 2. Only the 1. The rotation coming on through as MouseSports are trying to maintain control of the lower bomb site. The door is still closed, but Nico's on the other side of it. Rops about to come through the vent, and Nico's looked up here at the right time. Spots the edge of Rops, able to pick him off. And this is looking good for OpTic's chances in the pistol, as Nico's got another. It's all on Woxic in a 1v4 clutch.
Ooh. Nico closes it out with a really nice triple kill at the end there. Spotted a couple of players from behind and kept on top of the situation. OpTic finally put an end to that win streak that MouseSports had built up. They were on a 9-round win streak at the end of the first half, but finally OpTic have something to cheer about. They have got to deal with the force buy though. It's not over yet. MouseSports fully invest into round 17. Plenty of deagles. The scout goes into the hands of Woxic. So the long-range angles are available for MouseSports with these weapons, and Chris J finds the reaction shot onto Refresh. Great start to the round, and you've always got to be careful against these pistols. You never know when Chris J's going to step up, and Chris J up close. There it is, in with the second. He pre-aims the position. That's such great awareness from Chris J. He's doing work right now.
This is such a scary scenario to be in for OpTic as well. You know, you've just won the pistol after really being toyed with by MouseSports in the last couple of rounds of the first half. You get your chance to turn that around here at the start of the second, and you might just lose to the pistols. Chris J, he's done it all. He will pick up the UMP. OpTic Gaming still. Oh my god, another one comes in, but this time from Frozen. A 3-man advantage for MouseSports. 50 seconds on the clock. OpTic are going to need some heroics from the remaining 2 players if they want to make this happen. And I'm afraid MSL, he's looking the wrong way. Chris J's got another. It's all on Testis. Not going to happen. MouseSports will find 11.
And again, Chris J is always a very reliable player, but he's also capable of rounds like that. Rounds where he just almost wins it single-handedly. Not a single casualty for MouseSports as they win the force buy. And the money for OpTic is trash. This is about as bad as you could be in terms of only having $1,400 on most players. MouseSports are in great shape here to take a massive lead. This comeback has been incredible from them, and winning that second round there on the second half puts them in pole position to steal away this map and maybe take us to a decider. If you have just joined us, MouseSports lost Mirage, their own map pick, which was a bit of a shock for us, but they aren't out of this series just yet. Frozen in with 1. Trade comes through, but it's only the 1 kill for OpTic in the round. They've had to go for the force buy, but Chris J putting the dig to work again. He has the FAMAS, but he doesn't need to use it. Nico landed some nice shots there, but Frozen manages to trade him out. Takes revenge for his fallen comrades, and MouseSports are up to a 12-6 lead. OpTic trying to see if they can go for anything here, but they don't really have the money for it. The green wall is starting to crumble right now. 1 nade for Nico, nothing else in play. MouseSports about to cruise to a comfortable lead here, assuming that they don't lose to the USPs, which I think is probably a safe assumption, Dinko. You'd hope so.
Yeah, you definitely hope so. I've seen some stranger things, though. I've cast a lot of Counter-Strike over the last couple of days, Alex. And in some of the, weaker regions, you'd say, you'd be surprised how many times USPs win. But not here in Europe. We shouldn't see this happen. It is going to be WotXig starting to come on through. He'll be the leading player going on in. WotXig picking it up. Looking for another, and it's WotXig, Carrigan, and Chris J putting them together, leaving Nico into the 1v5. And that's as easy as you can get it. Very clean from MouseSports. Just one more player. And Nico, this is spotted. And there we go. Frozen does it. It'll be 13-6, 3 away here, MouseSports from taking Nuke and bringing us to that third map. And I definitely was not expecting this performance out of OpTic coming into the second map. Nuke, we always said, it's a pretty good map for OpTic. We've seen it in the past be a pretty good map for them. Well, they're not showing us it right now, Alex. It's definitely been anything but. MouseSports have somewhat sort of woken up. I feel like they looked on the first map a little bit quiet. The likes of Frozen not getting a kill for a lot of runs. Carrigan not really getting anything done. But here on Nuke, they seem to have opened up much more.
Yeah, and I think that's in part because both Frozen and Carrigan have had much better maps here. Right from the start, right from the get-go, they've all been fragging. MSL's all about to come into play. Good shot onto Chris J. There's a second man up close, though. Frozen tries to find the angle, but Nico is there to deal with him. OpTic in with the two-man advantage. That will make them a lot more confident in this round. And MSL finds a second frag. He's just doubled his kills with the AWP with those 2 frags.
Well, leaves WotXig into a 1 versus 5. Nico comes in, sweeps him up. And that'll be one for OpTic. A clean one as well, Alex. Well, OpTic's showing they're not dead yet. They are still going. And MouseSports, they'll have another buy coming in. If OpTic are going to rebuild the damage done to the green wall, Alex, they're going to have to put it back together brick by brick.
Brick by boring brick. Is that meant to be a Paramore reference? Probably not. You don't like Paramore, do you?
No, I know who they are, but I don't listen to them.
Okay. All good. Yeah, I mean, this has obviously been a much better team performance from MouseSports. That's really cool to see. Also, quick B stream update for you all. North managed to come back on that first map against Ancient. So the other Danish side are 1 map away from qualifying for the European minor. They won that one 16-14. And we have got a quick pause here. Technical issue for OpTic, it looks like. They have some TeamSpeak issues, so they'll slow things down. Technical timeout coming into play.
Honestly, the amount of TeamSpeak issues that professional CSGO players have is unbelievable. Although the best pause we've had so far in the EU minor qualifiers is Hampus. He had to call a technical pause because he had to charge his AirPods.
Brilliant. The other one that I get a lot is like, I spilled my water, which is like, just get a bottle, mate. You can't spill your water if you've got a bottle.
Well, that's not true, Alex. There's definitely people that can spill water out of a bottle. Mitch actually spilled a 2-liter bottle of Fanta all over his keyboard twice.
Oh, that's sticky as well.
Like, how can you let the entire bottle empty over the keyboard?
Wait, the entire bottle?
Yeah.
Does he have like any awareness?
He's just like, oh no, my keyboard is being filled with Fanta. It's like, doesn't react at all, but this has to be a round for OpTic, Alex. Back into things. It will be an initial kill pickup for a config with the Molotov onto Frozen, and Fire does beat Ice, it seems.
Looks like it. Refresh in from above, drops the bomb. Second opening, working well for OpTic. MouseSports have got to recover that bomb from the ground. Carrigan moving forwards. In the corner. Good awareness to get that one, but they need to do a hell of a lot more in this 2-on-4.
Well, WotXig and Carrigan, they are left trying to recover. And OpTic, maybe you'll see another Danish comeback on Nuke. North make it happen over on the B stream. OpTic, behind by quite a bit, but there's a kill from Carrigan. Test is able to follow up, and MSL will finish off the job. OpTic, they do get themselves 8. Now they're only 2 away from double figures. But MouseSports, they're in a position here, Alex, where you probably could see a couple of deagles dropped over, maybe get a bit of a pistol buy coming in. You don't really want to see them full buy. Obviously, there's not a whole lot there for most of the players, so they'll go for the half buy, a little bit of Kevlar, utility thrown into the mix, have some potency, but This should be a run on paper for OpTic, and the buy will come into the next one from MouseSports.
Woxic has not left himself with much money, though. $650 in the bank. MSL's all moving forwards towards outside. The smokes have probably denied him anything, but Nico is going to rotate down through the vents in towards Secrets. You'll start to hear those steps, so the preemptive smoke is deployed. MouseSports get down Secrets safely, but OpTic are absolutely aware of this, and they've got players ready to stop this one from happening. Flash through the smoke. MouseSports looking for the opening, looking to see if they can get this bomb down as they go charging through the molly. Chris J gets 1 kill for his troubles, but OpTic looking good on the hold.
Looking very good, but MouseSports, they still have a chance. 3 players remain, and Chris J is one of them. He's just picked up Tessis. Now it's into the 3v3. MSL will start to bring his attentions back over towards ramp, or Woxic will throw the AUG on over.
Oh, the bomb's here. Oh.
Nico's just got it. So MouseSports are going to have to recover that. It's quite difficult to look at the minimap. So close up, but Chris J and Rob still pick up 2 kills and leaves MSL until 1v3. AWP comes in, bomb drop yet again, and MSL's looking for more, but pulls out his pistol. Tries to switch up for the rifle, and Woxic will pick that one up. 14-8, MouseSports steal it away on the pistols, and OpTic needed that one, but it doesn't happen.
Oh man, that's a really devastating loss for OpTic. Losing against the pistols in round 22 puts them in a slightly weakened position for round 23. Only the 3 premium rifles in play. Tessis and Refresh stuck with an MP9 and a Desert Eagle, respectively. Looking for the opening. He's been a bit quiet with this AWP, but this time he gets the angle. Nico just gives away exactly where he's playing from with the spam and makes it easy for Woxic to predict that peek towards him. Early man advantage, and it could be even worse. Carrigan in from behind. The A site is opened up. Carrigan with the kills. MouseSports with a flurry of frags, and they win the round in literally 26 seconds. That's one of the faster rounds I've seen so far today.
That definitely is a very fast one for MouseSports, very dominant indeed. It is map point here on Nuke. It has to be flawless from OpTic, and they've definitely made a couple of mistakes so far, so that's probably not too likely. Alex will probably be seeing that 3rd map in the series. And MouseSports, they want to get to the minor here and now. They want to make this happen. They do lose their opening map, their pick on Mirage, but what an answer they brought here on the table. A good shot from Nico. If they are going to stay alive in this, Nico's going to get some damage. That's 2 headshots. He'll move back, but still, MouseSports have the better weapons, and Woxic will prove that. Nico hits the floor. There's a man advantage for OpTic, but Mars, you still have to just sort of see a way back into this for them.
Well, Nico is top of the board. You can see why with shots like that, but it may not be enough. Rox spots the aggression, but Refresh manages to deal with him. Org recovered, and OpTic might be alive in this one. 2v3 for MouseSports to overcome. Woxic and Frozen sticking together towards the B site, but as it stands, the B site is wide open for the takeout. They can get this bomb down, especially now that Frozen has found that flick. 2 versus 2, and MouseSports have got the better weaponry, but can they get those good positions for the post plant?
Well, Refresh and Config looking for a way back into this. Refresh has got a kit alive, but he's been picked off by Woxic. Last man standing is Config, trying to get in, and it will be Woxic finishing off the job. It's a 16-8 win here for MouseSports. That was the exact